Hi, guys. Good morning, and welcome back once again to The Edward. I'm your host, Eddie, and in today's video, I'll be discussing what I thought of the latest and greatest episode of Evil, our favorite Paramount Plus show, which dropped its newest episode today. Damn. Yikes. Whew, the show is so good, huh? Now, before I get into any of that, of course, please be warned, this is obviously a spoiler-filled review, so if you're not caught up on Evil by the most recent episode, today's episode, you don't want to keep watching or listening, as I will be discussing spoilers, plot details, character stuff, all that jazz. That being said, you have been warned. Let's get right back into it. First and foremost, wow, what a shocker of an episode. I gotta say, though, I was a little surprised with Grace's demeanor when it came to answering the fate of Andy, Kristen's husband, when she was telling one of the girls about her dad coming home on Thursday. She seemed very calm, almost at peace about it. Like she said in a very reassuring way, like she knew he was going to make his way back home. But it feels like if he was going to make his way back home, either dead or in pieces, her mood would have been much more somber, darker, sadder. But she seemed rather neutral, or rather hopeful, when she said, "Oh yeah, he'll be home on Thursday." Because it feels like things will somehow work out on that front, and then she somehow sensed an assassination attempt on her own life from talking to Cheryl, obviously. And obviously that attempt was almost carried out by Leland, of all people. I thought he would send just some henchman to do it or something, but he did it himself. But then the Monsignor interfered, and we ended up getting a big character death, which wasn't in the form of Grace, thankfully. I really thought she was going to go there for a minute, but in the form of Monsignor, saving Grace's life and wounding Leland. Or Leland might have hurt himself with his own knife, but it sent him running, thankfully. Yeah, that was a shocker of a moment there. And I think this probably qualifies as a big character death. I think the last time we had a big character death is when, at the end of season 2, Kristen killed the serial killer who was threatening her family. And I know he wasn't a huge character, but he was pretty important in the beginning, moving forward in the show. So I feel like he had a big role or presence to play. So now with the death of the Monsignor, is Grace going to tell the team that it was Leland who did it, and what will happen to Leland once the team does tell him that, or does learn of this, like what's going to happen next? I really liked the case they were investigating, how a demon apparently stalks and eventually kills people if they have too much money or accumulate too much, and the only way to save themselves is to give away everything they purchased or whatever. But then Kristen figures out, or maybe it was David, but one of them figured out, oh, if we just bump the stock tip from person to person, that demon will latch onto that person. And at first I'm like, why is she going to this guy again? And also, why are they showing us that video clip of this guy berating another woman, intercut with him getting hit by Kristen? And I'm like, oh, that's brilliant. She's going to dump the demon on him. That's hilarious. That's so funny. And it's practical too, because demons going after somebody who kind of deserves it. So so they didn't really solve the case, except they did stop the demon from stalking both Ben and his sister. So I guess in a way it was still a win or a solve for them. But I also really like the stuff that was going on with Grace. I like the interaction she had with Kristen's daughter about Kristen's husband. It seemed promising, almost hopeful. And then very ominous interaction with Cheryl, which wasn't too surprising considering how she's been touched by evil, basically. And then it's interesting how Grace foresaw her own assassination attempt, but yet made no attempt to save her own life. Is it because she can look that far into the future where she thought her death would serve a purpose or something like that, and that's why she was ready to die, or ready to let Leland slay her? Or did she foresee the Monsignor interfering and saving her life? Again, we don't know. Grace's prophecy powers are a little unclear to me, like what she can actually tell or foresee coming. It's a bit unclear to me, and it seems pretty unclear to the characters in the show as well. So why she would have allowed herself to die at the hands of Leland is a little unclear to me, unless she's part of a bigger purpose in the series that we simply don't know about yet. But Yeah, wow, what a great episode. The case was spooky. I love the hooded figure who served as the demon of this episode. Very creepy stuff. You know, some great character interactions. It was really a great tease for what I'm sure is going to be one WTF moment filled season 3 finale, which is already dropping next Sunday, if you guys can believe that. I don't know why this season is a bit shorter than the other 2 seasons, but it is. I guess the season 3 finale drops on Sunday with the 10th and final episode of the season. But rest assured, a 4th season is definitely coming. They announced that a few months ago, so we have that to look forward to. But yeah, God, this show is so good on so many levels. And I hope you guys enjoyed this episode as much as I did. What did you think of it? I'd love to hear your thoughts and feelings on it. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day. The season 3 finale of Evil drops next Sunday on Paramount Plus. Don't miss it. I'm sure it's going to be a good one. Have a good one, everyone. Thanks for watching. And of course, until next time, may the force be with you.